years ago, I did a talk called Zooming Out and Reclaiming Your Life. And really the crux of that talk is basically to ask yourself as a business owner, operator, like where you make the biggest impact in your business in order to basically buy more quality time, you know? And a lot of what we talk about.
The Las Ventanas experience for me was like, honestly, like religious. Like it sounds ridiculous. So after one day, I kind of like mellowed out. But on like, I think day 3, I literally had a moment in a pool.
Yeah, please share it with the audience.
We're back.
You got to say welcome to the show and stuff.
Welcome to the show and stuff. Welcome to the Who Cares Podcast, a podcast for business leaders, entrepreneurs who do care, who care like we care.
I'm Jay O'Brien.
I'm Jeff Jackel. Aloha.
Yeah, so you just got back from Hawaii.
I did 2 days ago. Got the tan, got the peeling shoulders to prove it.
I just made him cut off that wristband for the water slide 2 seconds ago.
That's not something that I like about hotels. Even the nicest hotels that you could say, they give you a wristband. You got to keep it on the whole week. It's a weird thing.
Really?
Yeah. Is that a weird thing? You don't think that's weird?
No, I think it's very weird. I've never heard of that. I knew that from that place specifically because they used to do like a different color every day so that like people snuck in.
They do. They give you one there's a different one that will last a whole week, but when you're there past that many days, then they start giving you the daily one. You got to do.
So do you scan that thing when you buy drinks?
No.
What's the point of it then?
It's so that they know that you're allowed to be on the slides and in the pool and whatever. We saw people that were like, getting on slides and like, excuse me, you don't have a wristband. You can't be here. Like if someone came in off the beach, riffraff.
Sure.
But like even Las Ventanas, you have a bracelet the whole time. It's your room key. I don't think you buy things with it, but they know who you are. Like you never present a card that place or give them a room number.
So how long had it been since you've been to Maui?
A long time. Like I think I was a kid. I think I was like 11 or 12 years old. Been to Oahu a bunch, but Maui's great. Fantastic. I like it. I know how happy that makes you. It
makes me very happy. I mean, you care to elaborate on any highlights of the trip?
I mean, I kind of want to like not give away the tiny little beach that you had us go to. That's my favorite spot because like if I go there next time and it's just like filled because so many people watch this podcast and listen to this, I will never forgive myself. But we spent most of the time at the hotel in Wailea, between like Four Seasons and Andaz in that little like strip.
Did it rain?
Or actually, no. I mean, several times, but for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's warm rain. The kids were like, because I don't think that happened last time we went to Hawaii with them. And they were like, what? While they couldn't understand. It's like, but it's hot. It was great. Really windy in the afternoons, like we talked about. Oh, but then one day we rented a car, did total tourist thing, bright yellow Mustang.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's a photo for it right here. And then drove up the coast. Saw what we could of Lahaina. I tell you this, you can go down to Front Street, but not in like the main area. Like you can go not down by the banyan tree, but like up in the north part. Mm-hmm. We went as close as you could just to see there's nothing there. It's terrible. A lot of people are rebuilding. This was really cool. And Ash had, I guess, researched it. There was hundreds of these like tilt up small homes that are brightly colored, like blue, red, yellow, purple. I'm like, what the heck are these things? And we learned that FEMA came in and put in like a couple hundred homes for people who are displaced that are just tilt ups that they're living in. That's just like on the other side of the 30, like just above. So that was cool. And then went up through Kaanapali, up to Kapalua. Your suggestion, went to the plantation course, had lunch there. It was incredible. But I think the day in Kapalua at that beach was the best part of the whole trip for us, because it felt like we called it an adventure, for the kids. Like, we're going to take an adventure tomorrow and get in the car because they've been at a hotel for 3 days already.
Yeah,
and they loved it. It was great.
So what's next? When's the next trip? You booking something already?
I tend to do that, right? Like I'll go for forever, not do anything. And then when I'm on vacation, I'm like, this is so good. I absolutely love this time together. Like, let's put something else on the books.
It's a good habit to get into. It's like always have something on the books. So that's what Barbara Jackel would want.
That's true. My mom,
she wants something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to is the motto that she has lived by for forever. The last few years I've talked about doing somewhere warm over like the holidays. Just because I never know what the hell to do between Christmas and New Year's and back to work and whatever. It's like, it always just feels like, I don't know.
And it's warm enough here. You should go the opposite way and like take the family to Montana or something.
Oh, it'd be cold.
Yeah. Like do like a proper snowy December or something, you know?
This is weird. You told me it's weird for someone to look at things in the desert when you're coming from.
Well, yeah. So you were sending me listings in La Quinta on the flight back from Maui. I was like, wow, I've literally never done that. I'm just looking at Hawaii real estate on the phone, and you're looking at stuff in the desert.
Well, yeah, I mean, buying Hawaii real estate is like probably not a reality right now, but just because it wouldn't get there that much. Yeah, I mean, you could Airbnb it and whatever, but like desert, that's just like a miss that we don't have something there. Like, but what was the point of that? Oh, we're literally in trunks, Weiler's in trunks, shirtless and whatever. I'm talking, I constantly ask the kids on vacation, usually like, what's been your favorite part so far? Because I want them to kind of like ingrain
and be
things.
Like mindful of things that happened, are happening.
Yes, like as they're doing it versus, because it's not the end of the world if they forget these trips. They could have your memory and remember every freaking detail about this. I think Wilder will be like that, honestly.
I think so too.
Crosby, not quite as much. His memory is insane. Mine's horrible from when I was a kid in terms of trips.
Yeah.
We're, I think, on the beach or at a restaurant in trucks. And I was like, so what's been your favorite part? He's like, you know what? You know where I want to go? I want to go back to Big Bear in the snow. And I'm like, dude, it's 80 degrees outside and you're in trucks. Why do you think that? He's like, remember that ramp we built in the front of Uncle Jay's cabin? I'm like, so I don't know. Apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. He's thinking of snowy weather and the cabin.
I love it.
When we're there.
That's actually kind of the topic I wanted to bring up today.
Okay.
It's specifically quality time. You had asked me like, I don't know, or we did an episode a couple months ago about like, what's it all for? And it ultimately boiled down to like quality time. Your trip kind of reminded me of this. And I don't know if we've ever talked about it, but quality time is potent. It's like a weekend trip, for example. It's something you look forward to for maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months. You're like, oh yeah, like this weekend in September, we're going wherever, and you think about it for like 120 days and it's literally 2 days of your life,
You're meaning that how like the anticipation sometimes even better than, or is part of the fun of it?
Well, what I mean is that it's like, it's such an impactful event in your life, even though it's just a blip of time, it's like something you're looking forward to. And then when it happens, it's like, it's all happening right now.
Yeah.
And then it also doesn't just disappear. It's like you also end up remembering it and reliving it through talking about it forever.
I don't even know how many photos, honestly. I'll bet you that there's close to 1,000 photos that we took between us over the course of the last.
For sure. I guess a little background here. Jeff did an amazing favor for me. I asked him to read a book called Die with Zero, and after reading it, to book a family vacation immediately, and then whilst on that vacation, to not work. And you did all three of those things, and I'm very, very pleased that you did all those things.
Well, thank you. Seriously, thank you for making me do that. I think we would have taken the trip this summer, but it wouldn't have. Well, you definitely. Well, Ash got on my ass too. She gave me literally 2 weeks. 2 weeks of there's no kids trips, where you can book. But I mean, we literally like recreated your entire vacation from when you were 8.
Yeah, which is really crazy.
Yeah. At some point, we'll talk about how that hotel may have gone downhill or done some weird shit.
Yeah, it probably has.
But the Oreo smoothies, still on point.
Clutch.
On point.
But
probably a dozen of them throughout the week.
The point is, it's actually like a very, very solid investment for not only the time you're having in real time, but the way your kids will remember it and talk about it forever, and you and Ash, of course, but it's interesting because weekend trips or whatever it is, it's like, I don't know if you have the same experience. It's odd. It's in a favorable way how this works for me. But like, if I stayed home today and just like was sick or whatever, doing nothing, the day would go by really fast.
If you were homesick doing nothing?
Yes. For me, it goes by very fast. I'm like, damn, the whole day is gone already. Like, I don't know why. It shouldn't work that way. It should actually be the opposite.
Yeah.
But the day goes by so fast. And then when I'm on vacation, the time actually goes really slow. And it's surprising, but that's how it works out for me. It feels...
Do you mean while you're actually doing it? Like time going slowly on vacation in a given day? Because I could see that.
And, days and week, but like in a given day, you wake up, you have your coffee, you go on a run, you're going to have breakfast, you do whatever you're going to do. You're out at the pool all day, you go back, take a nap, go to dinner. Like that whole day feels way longer to me than if I was just at my home doing nothing all day.
I mean, that I understand while you're doing it, just because like at least, in this vacation, everything is an event. Like breakfast is literally an event. Which place are we going to go to? Right?
Yeah.
And then like lunches, it's literally all around meals. In fact, one of the kids said that this week. It's like, you guys are really talking about where we're going and what we're eating, a lot.
Oh,
Like,
totally, dude.
That's kind of what you do.
Vacation
Like,
for me is just, it's all about eating and drinking my way through that place.
Yeah. Where's the next meal? What's the next drink? So meaning like you do way more in a given day, at least we did on vacation, than you would at home. So like there's so many parts to it that during the day it does feel like a longer day.
That probably is a big part of it.
But when you get on the plane to come home,
you feel like you were just on the plane.
I literally feel like I just got off the
I get that.
plane,
I get that.
Like it was like, where did this week go?
But I guess my point is that whatever sliver of time you're carving out for that quality time, it could be a vacation, it could be a weekend trip. It could even just be like you going to Crosby's recital and it's an hour, right? But like...
That's funny. You think a dance recital is only an hour. Just wait.
Oh, God. Or actually a better example is when you guys had your last night in Hawaii and you were about to go up to the room and then Crosby wanted to go put her feet in the...
She said, wait, Uncle Jay said we have to go and we have to put our feet in the water and look up at the stars and we haven't done it yet. And I'm like, you're right. Let's do it.
So however many minutes that lasted, that quality time, it's potent. It's like, it's very... I think of it as like it's very concentrated. It's it's very thick. Like that will stick with her. These moments will stick with her and will stick with you forever, even if it was 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So creating as many pockets of that quality time as possible is, to me, of extreme importance. And lots of times our life gets away from us because we're so entrenched with work or whatever, or we're just in this rat race, we're on this treadmill, just working without like a real end in sight. But if you can create more and more of these pockets of quality time, it actually serves a much bigger purpose. And years ago, I did a talk called Zooming Out and Reclaiming Your Life. And really the crux of that talk is basically to ask yourself as a business owner, operator, like where you make the biggest impact in your business in order to basically buy more quality time, And a lot of what we talk about is like making people's days and hospitality. And it's like very recipient driven. And like, sure, there's this natural, like selfish byproduct of like, oh, also people will be stoked and you'll get more business out of this whole thing. But one of the things that I don't think we've really drilled into is that while it's one of the most impactful parts of your business that could be automated, it's actually buying you time. And if that's what you're after, which is what I'm after, that's really my biggest driver is more and more quality time. I think a lot of people confuse that with money, which the two are definitely related, but there's plenty of people out there that make a ton of money and just still don't buy themselves any time.
What you're really talking about is freedom to do whatever you want with that time. Like it could be quality time with your family, but it's basically like intentional time.
Yeah.
Right. So like that to different people, that could be like, well, I want to play golf, work out. I want to do whatever it is. But like
or the freedom to do nothing.
Sure. What's that like? What's doing nothing? It's like staring at a wall in the dark.
Oh, I told you that when I was a kid and I was in all these sports.
Oh, you wanted to just not have to go to a certain place?
I quit all these sports that I was good at and loved doing, and I just didn't want to do them anymore because I don't want the schedule. It was like 7 or 8. It was like, yeah, I'm just not going to do that anymore because I just want to play with my friends like on the street, and I don't want you to call me and say, hey, we're going to soccer practice. I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to go to soccer practice. I was playing kickball with my friends, and I was having a great time. Why are you messing this up? It's like when you're sleeping on the couch and your wife wakes you up like, oh, come to bed. You're like, I was in bed.
Yeah, I was asleep.
I was asleep. I was feeling great. And now you're making me move for what?
No, that's wild.
Makes no sense. Just let me be.
Nothing's better than falling asleep somewhere like unintentionally.
Right. I know. It's like your eyes start to get heavy and you're like, oh my God, it's happening.
It's so good. You can feel when you feel yourself falling asleep.
I have a couple other examples of this that I wrote down.
All right.
So for me, I'm a big going out to dinner guy.
Oh, I know.
I love it.
I know.
It's a great time. And really, it's like, it's only an hour and a half or whatever it is, but it's like, that's another potent quality time thing,
Sure.
But as I was thinking of like other things like this, like I told you about like the weekend conundrum where you're like, you have all this anticipation. It's Friday. It's like Friday night. You arrive and then you're like, sweet, can't wait for this weekend. You wake up in the morning like, all right, it's started. You're like, wait a minute, we leave tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
well, your trick of doing the Monday morning, I think, is smart.
Yeah, I go Saturday to Mondays, no Friday to Sunday.
Yeah, because you get two full, especially if you can arrive there really early Saturday morning.
Yeah, because honestly, one of my biggest pet peeves in life is when you ask someone what they're doing on a Sunday or whatever, and they're like, oh, just getting ready for their week. I'm like, what is there to get ready for? Like, your whole week you've been waiting for today. Like, what are you getting ready for, dude? Like, you're sucking the energy out of my life right now just saying that.
Do you view a week as Monday to Sunday, or do you start Sunday
to Saturday?
That's how you mentally...
Yeah, because I look at it, it's funny you asked that. I look at it as the schedule I used to have at Best Buy in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, so Sunday is the start of the week.
Or like any calendar you ever seen in your life.
When I think of a calendar, like on an annual basis, I actually see my kindergarten one.
What's wrong with you? I mean, you and my wife, like the weirdest shit. You know that she sees time in a box. I ever told you this?
Yeah, like as a square, right?
Yeah, 3 things up top, 3 things on the right. So like when you talk about when did that happen, she'll kind of like, she's literally looking in her brain for like the year and then
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I don't think that it goes January, February, March. I think that it starts like somewhere else.
I would love her to draw that out for me sometime.
She's done it. She's done it for me.
But other things I was thinking about were like quality time is potent, and it's like we place it on almost like a pedestal. We're willing to wait for it. We're willing to buy it. Like, for example, how much was that hotel room? You're probably spending minimum $1,000 per night.
Yeah.
That's that's more than your mortgage for a month.
You're right.
Right. So it's like, it's that potent where you're like,
I'm going to tell her on my 2% mortgage.
Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? Like, you're willing to pay so much more for such a smaller piece of time. And I was thinking about other things like how long someone waits in line to go on like a roller coaster. It's like an hour for like
a little
90 seconds, like whatever that is. And it's like, was it worth it? Like, yeah, it was worth it. Why? It's because it's just so potent, So
what's interesting is you're using the term quality time a bunch, and like it's so ingrained in my head to think of it as one of the 7 love languages. In fact, that's like
there's 5 love languages.
Oh, apparently you're missing out on 2 7s.
Yeah, please share with the audience what those 2 are.
Well,
there's importing and exporting,
exporting, and transportation. What does he say?
I forget. Cue up the Michael Scott.
There's only 5 love languages. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Okay, but you're literally meaning like the quality of whatever experience. Like literally being on a roller coaster is an experience. I wouldn't think of that as quality time, but you're basically saying like whatever that experience you're planning or you're going out to, whatever, the quality of it is such that you're making whatever concessions or doing what you need to do, which are usually like way larger than what that time is in order to do it.
Right. It's like completely disproportionate.
Yeah, that's wild.
And I guess, in the sense of the love languages, quality time is obviously implied with another
person. But it doesn't have to be. In this case, it doesn't have to be.
I mean, I think what are things that, if I go to the cabin by myself, I view that as incredible, like quality time.
Well, think about like surfing or something that you're just like, you're by yourself, you're doing your thing. And it's just like, that is some of those, it's the highest quality time you spend.
Yeah.
However, that's like, we should honestly reinvent the term quality time to mean that, like the highest quality moments of your life. This was telling, I think I already told you this, but so I was asking the kids a bunch of times, what's been your favorite part of the trip? What's whatever. And then they eventually asked me, which is rare, you'll see. They're like, what about you? And mine was just that like I was 100% focused on them. Like it was just that like, and I'm pretty good about this too. Like I said to, I think I said to Blake this morning, like I never all week, I never said like, hold on a second or just a minute. Like, cause I was making a point to do that, but I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't thinking, there was no email or text message or work thing that was potentially like needed to happen at this second. So you're 100% focused on your family and your kids, and you're like really living in whatever. It's kind of like, and then we did something, you've not seen this movie because why would you? But there's a movie with Jennifer Garner that the kids have watched.
13 going on 30.
Well, it's a great one. 27 Dresses. Come on.
Juno.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, you're right. Okay. It's called Yes Day. So, the story of the Yes Day, I forget who her husband is in the movie, but it's great. Jenna Ortega is in it. I can't think of anybody else that you would know. Okay. So anyway, they've got 3 kids, and the mom, Jennifer Garner, like apparently was a really fun, adventurous traveler, she skydived, she did all this kind of stuff. And now she's got like a teenage daughter who's like kind of difficult, and like a middle school and whatever. And she's been like cast by her kids as like the not fun mom, like constantly saying no, because you have to say no as a parent, all this things. And they don't know her. She's kind of gets fed up with it. She's like, you guys didn't know me. Like I was fun. And so then this thing comes up that this janitor or whatever tells them about a yes day. It's like a day where your kids, you can't say no to anything, no matter what it is. Your kids get to like make the entire day up. They set the whole thing up and you have to say yes to whatever it is.
Okay.
The movie's actually great. It's really fun. It's cute. I'm sure I cried at some point.
Right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. So we kind of did that with the kids. They've always said like, so there was a day where which like vacation's kind of a yes day the entire fucking time. Like they're asking for whatever it is. Like, I want this. I'm like,
it took 3 days to get an Oreo smoothie, but that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, sure. They hadn't asked for that, but they had ice cream. They had like multiple desserts every day. There was no Wilder will eat until he pukes wherever you are. Right. Like,
respect.
Yeah, he'll just chocolate macadamia. Hey, this is a box of chocolate macadamia nuts, chocolate covered macadamia nuts for the entire family. He's like, no. So there was a specific day where I was like, whatever it was, we'll just say yes to anything you want. You want another ice cream? Yes. You want to go here? Yes. You go wherever it was, and stuff like that. Like they'll remember that. Just remember the yes day that we had in Hawaii.
Yeah,
you know. So that was my thinking of quality time when you said you want to talk about that today. That was literally my favorite part, was that I had no distractions. I did not allow any distractions. And I just like said yes to it. Said yes to all of it.
You'd send me a text saying something about like being very self-reflective or something on the trip. And I don't know if it was regards to that or something else.
I very rarely pause. You know what I mean? Like I talk about your Uncle Mark. I don't think I'm that like, do this all the time. Like his uncle literally cannot sit still for 2 seconds, needs to like work on something, fix something, like just needs to improve things for himself or for people or his family at all times. I don't think I'm that extreme, but like I can't sit still. Like I'm not like sitting at the house when you're talking about sitting at the house and doing whatever. Like I can't 30 minutes max. And I'm like, okay, is there something I can like fix or do around here, whatever. So whenever I'm on vacation, even if there's a lot of work to be done like with kids, because it is a lot of work, even though it's like a bit of a trip, bit of vacation. I'm always self-reflective because I have nothing to do. So it's like the most that I think about where I'm at, how I got here, being on this trip. The thing I think you're thinking about is the pride that comes with being able to take your family on an experience like this. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't know if I ever actually asked you to define what you were saying in the text.
So one thing was when we first got there, I'll be like, I don't know, 60 years old, and I'll still text my family. My family all text each other when we get on and off airplanes.
You track each other too, right? On the Find My Friends?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I don't think my dad participates in that. Dad, what are you doing? You're sleeping on that. Give us your location. But so I messaged them, and my mom writes me this long text, as she does, that essentially is like, I'm so proud of you. And it's so amazing that you've created a life and you're able to take your family and experience these things. And I thought about that, which I don't know that I really had thought about it too much before, but that really hit me. I thought about like, wow, when I was a kid, I was so lucky that my parents were able to provide this for me, and I had all these great experiences. And that was like a big self-reflective thing. It was like, wow, like you're really doing it. You said this thing yesterday that you were on vacation once and something happened, your dad got a bill, and you're like, wow, he knows what he's doing. He knows how to do everything.
Yeah. He's got it all figured out.
Yeah, he's got it all figured out. And that's how I felt. It's like, you know, you're moving so quickly, we're working so hard and you're doing this stuff, but like, I don't often sit back and be like, wow, like, look at the cool shit that we're able to do and the experiences that the family's able to have because we work like this, you know?
Especially for your kids, because like for you in your situation, it's like that's just a small part of your life, but like to them, you're their whole life.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, they're like, I don't give a shit about your work.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less about what you're doing at all. Let's go play.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yesterday, after 8 days or yesterday, when they're like, I said I was going to go to work. They're like, wait, but Crosby goes, but it's summer. And I'm like,
love that.
Well, okay, but I mean, I'm not a teacher, so I still work. She's like, even in summer? And I'm like, you're 8. Come on, man. Yeah, that's how do you think we do these things? And I try all the time to explain that to them. But that was one. And the other one, the other self-reflection is more about like, kind of like zooming out and reclaiming your life. Thinking about like, are there ways that you can run your business a little bit differently to give you more freedom midweek or more freedom in the regular work week, to have little snippets of that, even in summer. Like, so not, obviously it's not like a huge chunk where you just completely forget about things, but I guess it is in line with like, you know, saying being 100% here and 0% there and 0% here and 100% there. So like when you're at home, you're with your family, you're 100% there. Just shut the phone off. And then the last thing, I guess, which is along the same lines, is, which you've said a million times, when you are away from the office for extended period of time, the place doesn't burn down and nobody is like left in the lurch, really. I mean, you know, as I'm saying that, there are like a couple of things in biz dev and stuff that are like, you know, if they don't cross the finish line, I honestly will be like, well, time kills all deals. I wonder whether I would have continued talking with these people, whether that would be different. But other than that, it's like you realize, you know, it's okay. It's like, it makes you realize like, well then if things cannot fall off the tracks when we're gone for a week, well, then they certainly aren't going to have a problem if I don't look at my phone for the 2 hours that I'm home when my kids are awake every day. Yeah. Right. Like, or in the morning or whatever it is. Like, people can wait a couple hours.
I know last year you went to Las Ventanas and absolutely loved that experience. I remember you going into that consciously thinking, I'm going to try and be as mindful and present as I can possibly be when I'm here. I'm not going to work. I'm not going to check the phone or whatever. I think it took you like a day or so to settle into that. And then you actually did, and you really enjoyed it. Which I think is probably the first time I've ever known you to do that. This time, did you do that? And was that the longest stretch of time that you ever did? If so.
The Las Ventanas experience for me was like, honestly, like religious. Like, this sounds ridiculous. So after one day, I kind of like mellowed out. But on like, I think day 3, I literally had a moment in a pool where I honestly like got emotional because I was so removed, so relaxed, so like just sunken into it and not thinking about anything. Like, I just felt so... It's something I've honestly never felt before in my life. It was, and then the next couple of days were like that. This didn't feel like that only because I had a lot, like there's a lot to do with kids, you know, and like there's a lot of activities that you're doing. In terms of like the amount of removed from thinking about what was going on here, I think after a few days, I wasn't really thinking about it. It also, like, timing wise, it kind of helped me. I think that like we left on a Wednesday.
You could ramp to the weekend.
Yes. And then by the time the weekend was like, no, I'm not missing anything. And then Monday and Tuesday, I completely forgot that the place existed except for a couple of texts or something. But without kid, because the reason is I still had responsibilities on this trip. I'm still responsible for these kids, and I got to figure out what the hell these guys are going to eat and what are we going to do, and are we going to put them in a kids club? And like there was like things to do. The last trip was like the whole world could explode, and I didn't care. Like I was just totally.
And you wonder why I want to move to Hawaii.
That was Mexico.
Oh, okay. When you put your kids in kids club, by the way, are they like, oh, cool, we're excited? Are they like, what the fuck is going on?
So, if I could go back, we probably would have done it again. And that's not because I didn't want to. I was kind of bummed to put them in kids club because I was loving the time with them, but they wanted to go so badly.
They did.
They did. So they wanted to go so badly and check it out. It was only 3 hours.
What do you do?
It was actually rad. They did, and the lady who ran it was like she had been a teacher, and she was, it was really good. They learned about all sorts of different sea animals because Wilder came back like obsessed with sea animals, wanted to see everything on my computer or on my phone. They threw water balloons off of like a high floor and watched them splat. That's cool. They played games. They named all these fish because there's koi everywhere throughout the entire property.
Yeah.
And they named all these fish. In fact, I now have videos of like, because they wanted to show us the fish the next day. So like lava ball is one fish. Wilder's going to love this section of the lava ball, icy, pizza. They named all these fish, 20. And then they wanted to find them all. It took like an hour to try to find all these fish. So they did all that. And then the room that was in there was rad. They had like a whole Lego thing set up, and then they had this like make-believe thing where you could be a firefighter or whatever. So they did that one day. And then after that, they kept asking, when can we go back to Kids Club?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So then we did it one more time, which those times were great also too. Like those times were super zen when it was just me and Ash, and
well,
we knew they were taking care.
It's great to have you back. And it made me very happy knowing you were there. Obviously, we track one another, so I knew what was going on at all times.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
And I was just living vicariously through you in Hawaii. Even though I was just there a couple months ago, I was like, it feels like it's been forever since I've been there.
Yeah. And when am I going back?
And then when I saw you leaving the property and driving to the airport, just a little bit of me died.
So I mean, so talking about the topic of this, of quality time, and spending that time intentionally, that feeling when it's over, it could not. In fact, I told you that we saw friends. Did I tell you that we knew like a dozen people at the airport?
Oh, really?
Yeah, we saw friends. We had a friend, like two friends of mine from high school who ended up like were dating in high school, got married. And they were on our same flight there and back. They stayed up in Kapalua, and we saw them on the way back in the airport right before we get on the plane, and we just kind of like looked at each other, and I'm like, I just said, it's just the worst. And she's like, I don't want to go. Like, yeah, that end of it is, but that's actually the sign that like you had an amazing time. Like I started to feel like I'm so bummed. I don't want, I know how many times you've extended trips in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
But that's kind of like proof is in the pudding that like when you're devastated to leave a place, you did it right.
Yeah.
You went to the right spot. It was all worth the prep work, and that's
we're very happy, and we can't wait to hear how our family loved it tomorrow when we're chilling by the pool.
Did I tell you this? I came back from playing tennis this morning, and so Jay had suggested that we all hang out tomorrow at his house with the kids. The kids, by the way, asked a dozen times while we were in Hawaii when they get to meet Saya, and they were trying to watch video of her when you sent those videos, and then so then I was going back to take a shower this morning, and I hear the kids like, it literally sounded like it was Christmas morning. They were screaming. And I came back up, and they're like, what's going on? She goes, I just told them they get to go to Uncle Jay's and Auntie Ashley's tomorrow and meet the baby. And they were freaking out.
That's so sweet. I've never cared to meet a baby, even at my age now. Just happened.
Even your own.
Well, I'm getting calls and stuff like, hey, when can I meet the baby? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't really care, like, whenever, like, whatever. Like, there's a lot of people that come over, and Ash is a little overwhelmed, but, like, never have I done that. Like, never. Like, they're very, very good friends of mine, very close friends of mine that I've to this day never met their kids.
Like, and some of them are graduating high school.
And it's like, I will one day, I guess, but they're just, I don't know, dude. Is there something wrong with me?
That might change. Maybe that'll change.
maybe it's because I never had kids.
You came to the hospital.
That's actually probably it. Yeah. Is that I never actually had kids, so I just was like, whatever.
You came to the hospital with my first kid, and you and Ash came over with Wilder, I think, within a couple of days of us coming home.
Yeah.
And you held them?
Yeah, I think that was all just because I was supposed to.
You're like, I don't know. It seems like it means something to you.
No, it's a thing. I
look
put
at
it
the
on
baby
calendar, and but yeah, this has been great, and thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you for wishing me a happy first Father's Day.
Happy first Father's Day. You want to talk about that? We're 36 minutes in.
It was great. It's been cool. It's been, I don't know, different. Or maybe strange that it hasn't been that different. I can't really quite put my finger on it.
This was a weird, we talked about this. I don't know if you want to go into it. Like, we talked about this was a weird follow. Not that you normally would have done much with your dad. You would have texted your dad.
Well, Father's Day historically has been my least favorite day of the year next to Easter. Can't stand Easter.
I agree with that 100%. I don't get it. Let's do a whole episode about what the fuck.
And there's always something going on, and there's pastels and eggs and bunnies don't lay eggs. I mean, the whole thing is just weird. I don't like it. Yeah. But Father's Day, I've just never liked it for obvious reasons. It's just a weird kind of reminder. And so it was interesting that my least favorite holiday might be one of my favorites now.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I know that was not the typical topic, but I think it's ultimately what every single thing we talk about is for, in my eyes.
Yeah.
I forget who it was. This was years ago, but a question was asked and this woman said, like, why? And kept saying, why? Follow-up question, why? And there's always a response, like an answer to the question. She'd say, why? Just like a kid does, you know? Mm-hmm. Why? And the end of it she's like, it's all getting to what will eventually be the answer, because you're gonna die. and if you think about it, it's like, why do you work? It's like, to make money. Why? So we can live a good life. Why? So we can spend quality time. Why? Because you're going to die. You know? And so like ultimately every single topic that we ever talk about on this podcast or anything like grow your business, whatever,
in your head, it's all because you're going to die.
Well, ultimately, those are all surface level reasons to some extent. There's a much bigger end of the road reason why you're doing this, right? Like,
so what if my reason was because I want to live the most fulfilling life I can while I'm here? Your next follow-up would be because you're going to die.
Well, it was already just said in your sentence. You said while you're here, implying there's scarcity, implying you're going to die.
Okay.
So
I want to lead the most fulfilling life I can.
Yeah, for as long as you can, because you're going to die.
It just keeps going. You can't get past it.
Yeah, that's just what it is. So anyway, I think that as off topic as this may have sounded, it's actually on topic more than anything. So thanks for sharing how your vacation went. Thanks for going. And thanks for pushing me. Yeah.
Wait, tell the people to do the liking and the subscribing. We're getting some more subscribers.
Oh, we got 100,000. I wish they were subscribers. Views.
Oh, views on.
Yeah. So, and every once in a while I'm surprised where someone says, hey, actually, I don't know if people are saying, hey, I love your podcast, or if they're just saying, hey, I heard your podcast.
Wait. So I was watching someone.
Hey, I heard your band. Is there anything after that? Like, no. Okay.
I never. My mom was actually telling me. She sent me another long text in this thing that was like, I'm getting to know you and Jay so much better. She's like, I absolutely love this. She's like, my favorite thing. She's like, I'm learning things about you as an adult that I never knew, perspectives that you have, and then you obviously also. And so I was like, huh. And then the other night I was watching a few. We don't watch these things or listen to them after we do them, which I told her. She's like, that's weird. I'm like, it's really not weird. We lived it once. Like, not gonna do it again. And I stumbled onto one. And it was literally that exact thing. I was wearing a short sleeve sweatshirt kind of a thing. And the thing is me going, thanks so much. You said that you like the shirt, and you go, did I say I liked it? I'm like, actually, no, you just said that's a new shirt.
Yeah, that's a C-shirt.
Yeah, it was great. That's a new shirt.
So, all right. Yeah. So if you're on the podcast app, which is what I use when I listen to podcasts.
Yep.
A review and like a 5-star rating would be greatly appreciated. If it's just on the YouTubes, some comments.
I want questions.
Comments, questions in there. I mean, quite frankly, I'm getting more comments on my Azalea stuff right now.
I've heard about this. Drop a link.
I just got another one a couple days ago.
Oh man.
Yeah. So people are just obsessed with the metal band I was in when I was 16 years old. Let's get that at the intro and outro music.
Ooh.
How about that?
All right, let's change the intro outro.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
See you next week.